What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite host and jealous hater Apoc, and welcome back to the channel. So it's been highly requested that my wife Paige would be in on this Okbaby breakup stuff and give her opinion, because she's been wanting to give her opinion.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, and it's been highly requested by you guys for her to do that. So we're finally doing like a couple reaction to this video. We decided to pre-record instead because going live at 2 in the morning, which that time right now makes no sense at all. So yeah, well, I guess we'll just get to it, huh?
Yeah.
I get overwhelmed so easily. My anxiety creeps inside of me.
Oh boy.
It's bad. I've already seen this.
Yeah.
But
how could you not? I mean, you had to watch it, especially because usually when I'm making all my videos, Paige is right there behind me.
Yeah, so I mean, we've watched it multiple times, especially because we've seen other people watch it through as well.
Yeah.
You know, like Penguin and H3, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Ethan. And it gets worse every time.
It does. I mean, sometimes, you know, it's like watching a TV series and then, you know, you watch per se, you know, Sons of Anarchy, and then you watch it and you're like, oh, this is a good series, and then you watch it again, you're like, how did I not pick up on this and that, and then you watch it the third time, you're like, oh,
that's what it is.
I probably watched this breakup video like 4 different times because again, we're going through it now, and then we're going, you know, I'm going through it in other videos, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Especially this beginning part.
It's
When
just
we first
everything.
watched it though, it was like, wait, whoa. Like, that's not what you expect from Kyra at all.
No, especially because she made herself to seem different than what she's like portrayed herself to be for so long.
And not that I expected Kyra to be a blubbering mess, but you watch Kyra for so long, right? You watch Okbaby for so long, you know Kyra. You know she's very emotional. She cries a lot. And this is something where I expected she would
be sad.
Just she doesn't have to cry. I don't know how to explain it. I just didn't expect this.
It's like when Karen Swan, you know, when you know, and anybody who doesn't know, she faked miscarriage. You got videos, go watch them. But anyways, it's like Karen Swan when she first told her community that she had another miscarriage or whatever, and she was like smiling. She was smiling. She was like laughing, and this is something so sad and horrible, and she's just laughing about it.
She's smiling.
And then, you know, some people talk about, well, everyone copes different. Like, no, you guys have seen these people for years. You know that they're sensitive and emotional.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know? We've seen them.
Yeah.
This is just bad. It started off horribly.
Feeling it too, dude.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
I might. I'm just kidding.
You gonna cry, Paige? Oh man.
Kyra isn't gonna cry.
No.
She's the crier.
Yeah.
It's not jokes, Kyra. That's the thing. She keeps pulling it, saying, "We're just people who joke."
That's not funny.
I don't get it.
That's not a funny joke at all.
Are you gonna cry? I might. She doesn't even cry until the next one, and that's only because people were shitting on her for her reaction in this video.
Yeah.
It's because she's so happy in this video.
Yeah, she is happy.
She's so happy, and at first, that's the thing. I really believed it was because
like she felt free.
She felt free, but then I thought about it, and I was like, this is somebody she was in a relationship with for 7 years. They have 4 kids, a house, businesses. That would warrant some reaction by Kyra. You're not gonna pull this whole, like, we don't see everything. I don't give a fuck. Kyra in this says enough.
She really does.
It says enough. That's it. That's all you need to know.
It really does look like, and I don't like, we all know that Oscar is not innocent. We all know that Oscar is, I think he's a jerk, you know? I think he's a sociopath.
He is a sociopath. The stuff that she's starting to show recently is showing that, it's kind of like Karen Kwok, right? Showing that what they started out with, what she started out with on Okbaby, is not what she is now.
Yeah.
So this whole new Kyra didn't change. Kyra hid who she was.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
She did a good job.
It's not about changing. She hid who she was, and there is a problem with that. Because now you're all butthurt because people don't like who you are, and people don't like the, quote, sexual stuff or whatever. It's not about that. It's because you started out of something. People watch you for that, and then you change it up and expect those same people to like you still.
And then you also pulling these stunts within your breakup. There's so many contradictions, and she's just like a flat-out hypocrite. And to be frank, I thought Oscar was the worst of the two, but I recant that statement. I think Kyra's a lot worse. Kyra's a lot worse.
Too.
And I know some people are gonna be shocked by this statement, I told Paige this like yesterday or earlier today. I think it was earlier today. I think Kyra is worse than Karen Swan, which is insane.
And I think we were slightly wrong about Oscar.
Yeah. No, I agree. I still think he's a jerk, but maybe he wasn't as much.
Definitely a sociopath.
Yeah, I do agree with that, or at least partially.
So being a sociopath also doesn't really make you a person, nor does it make you a narcissist. It just means you just don't understand normal feelings.
You know what's funny though is that like I'll passively make jokes about myself in my videos, calling myself like a sociopath. It's funny because some of the viewers think I'm kidding.
All right. I'll do it. I got this. I got it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine, Oscar.
She wonders why people were so mad with this video.
Yeah.
I got this. It's fine.
She's happy as hell, and
he's not.
No, not at all. He couldn't even get out the words. That's why she's like, I got this, bro. Yep. Like, this is nothing to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
That's what it felt like. This is the same girl said that in the Q&A that she was all up in her feelings, and it took a emotional toll on her too, and she couldn't get out of bed for it. Well, she's hopping out of bed for this video. Yep. Mind you, that literally this same video, the breakup video here, was filmed right before the Beneath the Sheets podcast episode with Kyra, Hannah, Oscar, and Preston. If you look, they're wearing the same exact clothes. They filmed it right after, and you can tell the energy that this was after. So imagine making this breakup video, hopping on here, skipping around, laughing, and having just a grand old time, and then shitting on Oscar too, by the way, and then hopping on a podcast to do an episode on there, and then just to shit on two guys in that one.
Yeah, she was loving that shit on Preston thing. She on Oscar too, but that's not new.
So as many of you guys have noticed, we have gone some time without uploading. We kind of were uploading like a little here, like sprinkles of uploads in the beginning of December, and then we kind of stopped and haven't posted since. A lot of things have been going on in our life. I mean, we all have been sick.
I like my joke I made in my one video where I was like, yeah, you guys are sick of each other.
That's exactly what it was.
That's what this video was about, Kyra being sick of Oscar.
It's funny because she says, we were all sick. That's why you were in bed, not because you were, not because you were sad because you left your boyfriend of 7 years. You were sick, so you couldn't get out of bed. But what a life to live to not have to get out of bed as a mother.
Right, that's true.
It must be nice to have a nanny, huh?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Or an Oscar. Yeah. I mean, he did go off to Florida on a dime for like a week and a half, just out of nowhere. And Kyra apparently let him about it. So,
sexy pictures of herself.
Yeah.
When she did that, I was all for it. I was like, get it, Kyra. Like, have fun. You should be able to do that stuff.
Yo, we were planning on making video.
It was appropriate because, people didn't like it. And, certain things I understand not being appropriate. But, hers wasn't anything crazy. I was like, get it, And now I'm like, you just did that because you just broke up with your boyfriend of 7 years and you want to pull this whole sexy thing now.
Yeah, and we were going to make a video on that, remember?
Yeah.
You were telling me, oh, you should do a video on her doing this and like kind of like defending her as in because people were like, why are you doing this? And I was going to make a video saying it wasn't a big deal. But now when you look at the whole thing, the spectrum of everything, she was actively taking those pictures in a time that she said that she was laying in bed all day.
Yep. And it's not about her being a mom and doing it. Not at all. I don't
she just broke up with Oscar. She literally just did that. And he's off. Yes. And she apparently was so sad and in her feels. And she's taking these quote-unquote sexy pictures. I'm posting them on Instagram. Then it makes you think. We thought she was taking them for, I don't know, maybe herself or for Oscar or something like that. But it makes you think. Was she taking them for the dude that she was like messing around Oscar with? Those are the questions though.
Yep.
And the fact that in the Q&A video, the fact that she doesn't answer the stuff about her, because that was the biggest thing. One of the biggest things, the cheating stuff.
It was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
It's literally the biggest thing everywhere is that she has, even on TikTok I saw people who liked her were making comments about her having somebody else. Now I don't think she has somebody else. I think she may have she did something with somebody else, but yeah.
She did something, and it speaks volumes that she didn't talk about it.
And
because over the vasectomy thing, that was the bigger thing, and she didn't answer it.
Talk about it
forever, on and off. It feels like, and then personal things, family things, and obviously what we are telling you now.
That's the main thing. I feel like
it's hard to get on camera and act like nothing is going on in the back. But at the same time, it's also hard to get on camera and say anything because what if we end up being fine?
So she says that it's hard to like pretend that nothing is going on.
They've done it before.
Bro, you literally did it for an entire year just with Oscar.
Yeah, not just that though. They've done it before.
Yeah.
When they had problems before he broke his back, and then when they had problems before when I first started watching them.
Yeah.
So remember I would show you like the backhanded comments they would make towards each other? I would show you that. There was, I mean, to other people it may have been just little stupid things, but if you really think about it, it was actual serious shit. And they have also admitted to having problems around that time too when they lived at their old house. They had said before they had problems in that old house too. You guys have done it before. They have faked it before. It's bullshit that she's saying that they haven't. It would be hard to fake it when they've done it before.
Yeah, and the entire year, like, she pushed out this idea that her and Oscar were amazing on Instagram and doing her little stories about how their sex life is so amazing and the podcast and just this whole thing.
Just everywhere.
Everywhere. And it was all a lie.
Yep. You can pull this whole, I wasn't thinking about it for a year. Yes, you were. You were making a list of things. I don't sit here and make a list of things about you that I don't like and think of, well, this is a reason that I might leave him one day.
Wait, what? You don't like things about me?
I don't do that, though.
I thought I was perfect.
It's just something that you come with.
Hold on, we need to sell this right now. What don't you like about me?
I'm not saying, shut up. I'm not saying
I don't even
that,
care.
You know, him being angry or anything like that is something she should deal with. I'm not saying that at all. Kyra is definitely a hard woman to please, and that's showing for sure.
Yeah, it's like nothing would ever be good enough for her.
Never.
I hope Oscar gives a firm warning to whoever steps in, you know, in his place.
And then, like, we just shared all that, and then it just seems rocky and trashy. So it's just hard to know in that situation from a content point of view what to do. And so we made the decision just to kind of not do anything.
Well, first of all, he was gone for like a week in Florida, right?
Over a week and a half, I think, or roughly.
So you couldn't have made a video then. The only time you would have made a video was literally right after it happened. And there was right after it happened, the day after Christmas, and then you have New Year's, and he was on vacation.
Remember, she said she wanted to film it earlier.
Yeah, that's
so
what I'm saying.
The only time she would have been able to film it.
The only time it would have been between the 26th of December, the last day of December. Like a couple of days before the last day, before New Year's Eve. There's literally only a few days.
Yeah, there's like less than 5. And then she went on Instagram pretending that they were still together. Telling people that she wasn't single and that her and Oscar were fine.
Yeah.
And then avoiding a lot of the questions, though, too. You know? So while they weren't together, while he was actively in Florida, not together with her, you know what I mean?
She was mainly just avoiding those questions about Oscar, and then she said something about her and Oscar being together, and I was like, but you're lying. I went back, because I watched it recently, and I was like, you're lying here.
Yep.
She's like, don't go on a live when you know the questions are going to be.
That's also in the time she said she was laying in bed.
Because she was sick.
Yeah.
You were sick.
But I'm just saying, this is during the time where she said that she was in bed all day, but she goes on live on Instagram, pretends they're together when they're not together. And that's apparently her being sad. Yeah. Yeah. She is a liar.
Actually, I tried a lot to vlog, but it was just we were going through a lot of emotions and a lot of sad, at least I was going through a lot of sad emotions, so...
a lot of you guys did notice he was vlogging and I wasn't. At that time, though, I was really sick. Yeah. And
the part where he's like, oh, at least I was sad, remember, I think Ethan mentioned it, where, you know, she goes on and ignores that.
She's done it a couple times.
Yeah. He's like, well, at least I was sad. And she doesn't go and be like, I think we were both sad. You know, we were both sad. She doesn't say that. Yeah. She just moves on from it.
She completely ignores what I said.
She's not fucking sad.
Yeah.
This woman is crazy.
Yeah, no, and it's because she doesn't care. It's besides her, like, aside from her not being sad, she doesn't care how Oscar, like, feels. And
you know what pisses me off the most is that I think that, obviously, I don't really care for Oscar either, but I think that, I don't care about being wrong about Oscar. I care about how so many people disliked Oscar for so long. And she never gave a shit about people disliking Oscar.
She never defended him,
She only gave a shit when people disliked her. And she still does. I'm just so bothered by the fact that we shit on Oscar so much and, like, looked at Kyra as if she was innocent. And now we're seeing that she's not innocent at all. Yeah. And she's a liar. And I'm like, what else did she lie about? Yeah. With Oscar especially. What else did she lie about? Because she's definitely, you know, those people were right. She's gaslighting him. I don't know if she was gaslighting him in that video, the live. I don't know about that. But she's gaslighting
She
him
gaslit
here,
him
and
at
then
least
the
for
next
that.
one.
She gaslit him at least for that entire year, making him think everything's okay. You know, she's like, oh, you don't do this, you don't listen, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, well, for one, you were telling him everything was okay. You can't say that you weren't because you literally were posting about it, saying that everything was fine.
They also came out with a video last year saying that we almost broke up, one of those videos, because they've done so many of them, and talked about how they never sat down and, you know, they never had a sit down and were like, if this doesn't change, we're going to break up. That's something you should have done.
Well, and then apparently that did happen this time when they broke up. Like, they didn't actually sit down, though. Like, think from what they say is that Oscar brought up, hey, is this going to be like this when we get home?
Yeah.
What's going on or whatever, right? It wasn't anything like, what are we going to do to fix our problems? Because that's not what they said. There's the time you would bring up like all your issues, and then you can like be like, okay, well, maybe we should go home and work on those issues. And in that video that you're talking about where they talk about we almost broke up, you know, Oscar says that they talked about something, even though that he said that, and it never got so bad that they sat down and talked about like breaking up.
And then they were finding out new things about it.
And then they were finding out, it's just like this video. It's basically the same thing.
They've obviously never sat down and been like, hey, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this is together, and blah, blah, blah. All this, they've never actually done that.
But apparently they did.
You need to do that.
Yeah, but apparently they did. And in that same video, they did say that it never got so bad for them that they had to sit down and talk or have a serious talk about it. But then within that, in the like next breath, they say that that's what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And then they said that next morning they were working on their things.
Yep.
But then in that same video, in the next breath, it just keeps going, man. In that same video, Oscar says, what fixed the situation for you with the issues with me? Like, the issues you have with me, what fixed it for you? Oscar didn't know.
If you woke up and fixed it the next day, why did it come to this?
Oscar was implying that Kyra worked on the issues that he had with her, but Oscar didn't say anything about working on the issues that she had with him.
Yeah.
He didn't know. And the fact that he's going like, what fixed the issues means that there isn't any communication. How'd you work on it?
She proved it here.
Exactly. How the hell did you work on anything if you don't know?
She proved it here, where she just avoided it as much as possible until he brought it up.
It wasn't really that bad between us at that point when you
For me,
were just vlogging.
I was going through it at that point. Like I saw.
See, like right there, she was saying like that she didn't think that they were going through anything at that point, and he's like, "Oh, I was going through it." She didn't know.
She was, though. You watched the birthday video for her, and I actually recently watched it again.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to watch it again. I watched it just because I was bored and I wanted to watch a video. I was like, damn, like Kyra just, at first I thought it was like, Kyra's just not used to this, so she just didn't like it. No, Kyra just didn't like it, period. It wasn't about her not being used to it. She just did not want to be with Oscar.
At first, I thought it was maybe because Kyra is somebody who's like, well, she figured maybe Oscar was trying to like buy her love with gifts or whatever. But it is quite funny though, because if you go back to the podcast, she had the issue with like words are better than actions. So here's Oscar spoiling her on her birthday.
Yep.
And she hates it.
Yes.
Right? And I thought maybe it's just because she's not used to it. No, she just hates it because she doesn't like Oscar.
Yeah.
She hates Oscar. She says that she gives him all these affirmations still and says they're best friends. She hates him.
That was the best part of that podcast, though, when she said words are better than actions. And he said something about how you can lie about words more than you can lie about actions.
So it'd be like, oh, hey, yeah, babe, I'm going to buy you a bunch of stuff for your birthday. And then he doesn't get anything because those are just words, right? No, you can go, oh, babe, I'll get you so much for your birthday. I'm going to throw you a surprise, this and that. And then he does it. Those are putting, you know, your money where your mouth is.
Yes.
You're saying things, but you're actually doing them. I will say one thing about Oscar. I'm not a fan of the dude, but he handled himself so well through this whole thing.
Yes, he has.
I'll give him his credit where his credit's due. And the stuff that he has said and some of the questions he's asked, on point, my guy.
Yeah.
On point.
And, well, you talked about the buying love thing. To be fair, that is all really sociopaths know how to do.
Well, your dad.
Yeah.
You know?
He does that.
Yeah.
Although he's a dick. I thought that Oscar was a lot like my dad, but I don't know.
Kyra looking more like
I
that
don't
by the
I
day,
don't know.
man.
Yeah, she does. She really does look like my dad. I think it was because of the sociopathic traits.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it is so similar. But I think I was blinded by that. and then said he was just narcissistic, when now I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to think about Oscar. I don't.
The differences between like Oscar and your dad is that we know your dad has done some really crappy things, and we know Oscar has been a jerk from time to time, because we have seen some stuff that he has done on the vlogs and the things he has said, even if it has nothing to do with Kyra, like him slicing his kid's face up with a drone for a vlog filler. Disgusting.
Yes.
Absolutely gross. And the fact that he could not face people it was like at a party or whatever, he could not face people because he didn't want to be called stupid or lame or something like that, or a bad father, is ridiculous. And he was more worried about what people were going to think rather than consoling his son that it hurt. And that's gross. That's like narcissistic type of stuff. It is really, really disgusting. And there's just plenty of other stuff that's gross within their vlog. So even if it has nothing to do with Kyra, there's still things that apply from the vlog.
She said stuff about him that, you know, I thought were true. His love language being sex. And now I'm like, ooh, I don't believe you now, Kyra, because on the podcast, it's the recent one, I'm thinking the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because you're the one who's obsessed with sex. He didn't even know it'd been 2 months since you guys had sex.
Yeah, dude, her face, bro.
Yeah.
We'll get
so
to
I'm
that
like,
second,
wait, his love language is sex, but he doesn't even remember the last time you guys had sex.
That says a lot, bro.
You made it seem like he needed sex. She also mentioned in a recent podcast as well, when she had that pain when they were having sex, and said that Oscar didn't believe her. I don't doubt it, but also I do.
Yeah.
It's so bad because I don't want to blame her in that, because if he really did doubt it, that's shitty.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
We don't know.
But I also don't trust Kyra.
Yeah, well,
when she talks about him, now I'm like, what do you say about him that's actually true?
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know.
You know? I don't know.
In this situation, Kyra is the bad one, but to be honest, they are both kind of poop stains.
They're both toxic.
Yeah, both can be toxic. There's just so much that applies. Like when Oscar left Kyra, 36 weeks
horrible.
pregnant, high risk pregnancy, to go party, to go on boats with Tweedledee and Tweedledum in Florida. Gross. Like really, really gross. And that was also during the pandemic.
Yep.
You know, and it's just, those actions are just gross. And he may have been wanting to get away from her, whatever. It doesn't matter, though. She's carrying your baby, and you got to make sure your baby's going to be fine. You need to be there just in case something happens.
Well, her life is in danger as well.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. And, you know, regardless of whatever, and Kyra can be a horrible witch all she wants, but she doesn't deserve to, like, you know, die alone. You know what I mean?
Be abused or
exactly.
It's just such a hard situation because, like we said, it's just, I don't know. For the longest time, I looked at Oscar as the piece of crap.
But maybe that's why Kyra wanted
and
to
I liked
think.
Kyra.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. What if she just wanted people? Because she's really showing who she really is now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you were faking it this whole time. It's just like I said, with Karen and Kwa. That is when I stopped really watching them. Was because I saw who they really were, and I was like, this is not who I started watching. I don't like them.
Bro, I said that Kyra is worse than Karen Swan. That's crazy.
That's bad because Karen's crazy.
Karen's a psychopath.
Yes.
That's bad.